Okay, a lot of people have been asking me, how did I become a good trader? Or some want to know more about futures trading. And I think today on this video, I'm just gonna cover how I became a better trader. I used to be a horrible trader. We'll do the benefits of trading futures in another video because that'll make this video too long if I try to squeeze them all together. Plus, it makes for a horrible title. Can you imagine? How I became a great trader and future trading and that ain't gonna work. So how did I become a much better trader? I used to be a horrible trader. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Now remember, this is my story I'm about to tell you. I'm going to try to keep it short as I can, but this is from my perspective, my life. So don't get upset with me. I know a lot of people love to troll and then they get mad. But remember, I'm telling my story. Everybody's story is a little different, right? So since some people have asked how I become a better trader, I'm going to tell you. Number one, I gave my life to Christ. Moment of silence. Is he trying to say that if you don't give your life to Christ, you can't be a great trader? Of course not. That's ridiculous. There are uncounted thousands, tens of thousands, maybe millions of traders who don't believe in Christ at all, who are very good traders. That goes without saying. But remember, this is my story. And I can honestly say that relationship changed everything in my life. It took time, because like a typical human, we like to do things our way. I'm older now. I won't go into what my age is, but when I was young, I made a lot of mistakes because youthful exuberance tends to do that. The thing about youth is, and when I was young, I made good money. Okay, I won't get into my whole career thing and all that too much, but I made good money, and I spent it too. So for you young people out there, if you want to know what I really think in my journey through life and how I went from being a horrible trader and used to just lose money left and right in trading. If I told you my losses, some of your jaws would drop. But looking back now, so for you young people, I'm talking about people, let's say, you're younger than 40. You're in your 20s, 30s, okay, maybe your early 40s, whatever. Time is on your side. That is your most valuable asset. Time is on your side. It's a song, I think, an old song. And it's true, time is on your side. So what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is you should be trying to save every penny and refrain from spending money every Friday when you get your paycheck, or every 2 weeks. Hey, it's Friday night, or it's paycheck night, or paycheck weekend. Woohoo! It's hard, right? For some of you, that's probably really hard. I know, I've been there, remember. Refrain from that. Sock away every doggone dime that you can. The way I look at it is, you got to think about a certain portion of your paycheck or whatever your income is money. You have to pretend you don't have it and just put it away into the bank or your brokerage account. Don't touch it. What I would do with that money if I was young, and if I had a chance to go back and do it all over again, what I would do is I would save up enough money to buy corporate bonds. I'm going to say that again. I would buy corporate bonds. I would save up enough money. I would invest in, I would spend my time studying what are corporate bonds. How are they rated? There's a trade-off between the rating and the interest you get paid on the bond. And you're trying to find a happy medium. Too risky, you run the risk of the company defaulting and never paying back. Too conservative, you're going to get low interest rates. Okay? If I were young, and if I had a chance to do it all over again, I'm not saying I have regrets, because that's the way life is. You learn, you grow, you move on, you do better. That's what you should be doing. Striving to do better every day, a little bit better. They're going to be setbacks, but just keep striving to do better. Corporate bonds, that's where I would put my money if I was young. Yes, they're expensive. I think the minimum you can get on some bonds is $1,000, and some of them are $5,000. It used to be worse. When I was young, you could only buy $10,000 worth of corporate bonds. That was the minimum amount. Times have changed, thank God. Now I believe the minimum amount is $1,000 on some bonds. Not all of them. Only some of them will let you do that. Depends on the broker, depends on the offering, so on and so forth, okay? If I were young, and I'm talking to you young people out there now, even if you're in your 30s and 40s, okay, it doesn't even, to be honest with you, corporate bonds are just a good thing to have in your portfolio for a lot of reasons. When I do the futures trading video and what the benefits of futures trading are, I may get into that. So if you're young, think about what I'm saying. Forget the Friday night, spending a bunch of money going out, paycheck night, whatever. I'm not saying don't enjoy your youthful experience. Enjoy it, of course. You know, you're only young once. Enjoy it. But, you know, you can enjoy life and not spend a lot of money. You can play card games with your buddies and your friends. You can nickel and dime it at the table at home. You can come over and, you know, it's better to spend $5 at the card game table than it is to go out and spend 50 or 100 and blow, you know, a portion of your paycheck, right? You have to be creative, guys and gals. You got to think of new ways to save a lot of money, but still enjoy your youth. Okay. Second thing that I'm going to talk about, and this is really important. You have to push your mind. You have to push that little noodle you got above your shoulders, because no one else is going to do it for you. A lot of people looking for handouts. This is the handout society we live in now. This is the handout generation. I totally disagree with that. Work. Get busy working. Push that mind. The real barriers in life is between your ears and in your heart, your inner person. You're overcoming your inner person. A lot of you are probably shaking your head right now. What has this got nothing to do with being a good trader? Oh, yes, it does. How I became a good trader has to do with my behavioral changes. That's what made me a better trader. So how do you push your mind? Well, let me give you some ideas of some things I did to expand my mind. I used to sit in my car and drive from work, from A to B, from home to my job and from my job back. And I did contract work, so sometimes my jobs would be far away from home. I might have to drive an hour one way just to get to the job, maybe an hour and a half. What I would do during that entire time is I would do mathematics in my head. So I might do something like 28 times 43. I would do that in my head. I'd force myself to get the answer in my head. And then I had a little calculator. This is before cell phones were popular. Yeah, that's right. Now you know how old I am. But before cell phones were popular, I'd have a calculator sitting on my passenger seat. And I would first work it out in my head, and then I'd check the calculator to see if I was right. If I wasn't right, I'd do it again and figure out where in my mind I messed it up. And again and again and again and again. Nowadays, I can do any double-digit multiplication in my head. 98 times 75. I can do that in my head. If you can't do that in your head, this isn't about me being better than you. This is about you getting to a place where you're better than you are right now today. And then I studied geometry, because to be honest with you, in school, I sucked at mathematics. It was after I got out of high school that I pushed myself. So it's never too late. And I studied geometry and trigonometry, a little bit of calculus, physics. I'm not claiming to be some type of expert in all those mathematic disciplines. I'm just saying I studied them to help expand my mind. And push, push, push. For those of you who want to know about forecasting and predictive algorithms, there you go. All that pushing of your mind is really, to be honest with you guys and gals, It's about pattern matching. You're looking for patterns. Would you believe that weather patterns and trading patterns have a lot in common? Somebody asked me about Bitcoin in the comment section. When I do that, I'm going to talk about a correlation between Bitcoin and another futures product. It's going to shock a lot of people. Shock a lot of people. That you can actually sometimes forecast Bitcoin. And you don't need to be a mathematical genius or do double-digit multiplication like I can. You just need to be able to recognize patterns. But don't be lazy. Some of you ever watched the movie Dune? The original movie Dune? The new version's coming out soon. I'm going to watch it. I love the original version. Really good movie. Anyway, in that movie, the main character says, fear is the mind killer. Oh man, that is a very accurate statement. People are afraid. They don't even know it. Afraid to push themselves. Afraid of what people will think of them. Afraid of this. Afraid of the way they look. Am I too fat? Am I too skinny? Am I too dark? Am I too light? How about this one? What do people think of me if I believe in Jesus the Christ? I could go on and on and on about how fear is really definitely not just the mind killer, the soul killer. You want to be a better trader, you got to strip away all the garbage that stands before you and tells you no. For those of you who didn't watch, there's a movie coming out with Will Smith about the Serena and Venus Williams. That movie's going to be good, folks. You want to talk about overcoming, you're going to have to watch that movie. That movie looks really good. I'm going to watch it. Push your mind. Push through. You want to know how to do forecasting and predictive algorithms in the stock market or any other product you might be trading? It's up to you. You have to push. There isn't I don't have something necessarily written down on a piece of paper that I'm going to throw in a video and everybody's just going to go, ooh, look at that, shiny. Sure, there's some math behind my predictive algorithm, the Big Daddy Forecast. But for some of you that have been watching all my videos, you now know that's not the end-all, be-all indicator. It doesn't just give you free trades. It doesn't just make the trades for you. It isn't going to automatically make you wealthy. What I did is I went through and looked for patterns. And then I had to work and work and work and work and work. Would you believe it took me months to work out, to get an algorithm good enough to where it at least helped me out a little bit on the peaks? That's what the Big Daddy Forecast is good at, by the way. It's only good at really high peaks. It sucks everywhere else. Well, it doesn't suck, but it isn't great. But just think about it. Think about it. A discovery like that, how it can change a lot in your life. The truth is, to be a good trader, there's a lot of overcoming of fear and anxiety, and overcoming laziness. And you must be willing to work, as I said, that mind every day and push it. Some of you don't know this, and I'm going to tell you right now. I have a algorithm I've been working on for a new and elegant and innovative way to calculate square root. It's got nothing to do with trading. It's one of my side interests is mathematics. I've been working on it for years, and I've had multiple breakthroughs, limited breakthroughs, in a new elegant and very quick way to calculate square root. But it doesn't always work every time with every number, so I'm still working on it. I want you to think about what I just said. I've been working on it for years. It's something I do. I enjoy doing. I go after it. I attack it. That's what you need to do. You need to push your mind. Push, push, push. No one's going to do it for you. Nobody. The world is full of haters. The world is full of people who want to tear you down. The world is full of governments that try to tell you, you got to go do something. You know what I'm going to say, right? Particularly right now. You got to go do a certain something, and if you don't do it, you're hated. If you don't do it, you don't get a job. I don't have to mention what that is, right? You know what I got to say to that? Screw that. Push yourself to be better every day. Strip away all the stuff that stands in your way. All the fears, all the... You know what the big one... I'm going to tell you something as I finish up this video. One of the greatest challenges for all people is what they don't know about themselves. That's still true for me to this very day. It'll be true to the day that I pass from this earth. The biggest challenge in life is what you don't know about yourself. And I'm talking about the things that stand in your way. Stand in the way for you being maybe in a loving relationship. Stand in the way from you, maybe raising your children a little bit better. Stand in your way of getting a better job. Stand in the way of maybe you want better health. Whatever it is. Some people have to take care of their parents. They need help to take care of their parents and their grandparents. While the world just keeps moving on and doesn't give a damn. You must push yourself. You want to be a great trader? It's up to you. Go for it. Get at it. Get at it. Go. Go, go, go. Don't quit. Look for those patterns. If you want to use the techniques that I've used, then fine, use them. Start getting busy calculating double-digit multiplication if that's what you need to do. So I want to be careful not to be this self-proclaimed. A lot of people, it's kind of like the old saying, the self-proclaimed king who was not a king at all, right? People who like to self-proclaim themselves, and it turns out they're not that at all. But basically, as I moved through life and began to discover more about myself, and the more I pushed myself, in a nutshell, I'm what you call a polymath. So if you don't know what a polymath is, you can look that up. I'm not going to spend time on the whole polymath thing, but and historically, I think some people are also known as polymathists, but I'm a polymath. And like I said, I'm careful not to do self-proclaimed titles, but that would probably best describe, I guess, if you really wanted to know the crux of it all, and why a big part of why I'm such a much better trader now than I was in the past, is because that aspect of who I am has matured and grown, and that's not something that's just going to fall in your lap. Some people, which I don't necessarily think that I'm one of them, but some people are definitely born with extremely high IQs, right? They have this high IQ, and it's discovered at an early age, and they're child prodigies and all this. I'm not one of those people, definitely not. Okay, but you can expand who you are. And that's what happened with me, okay? I began to become not necessarily excellent in different disciplines and different fields, but I began to be interested in a lot of different fields of study: science, technology, engineering, mathematics, even a little bit of the arts, music. Okay, I've done some music before. I've sang a little bit in the past, both in choir, a little bit of lead singing. I actually did a little bit of acting with a good friend of mine. We produced a couple short films. So that's polymath, is being someone who studies a lot of different subject matters. Okay? So that's a pretty big part of why I'm a better trader now than I was when I was younger. Because that part of me has expanded and grown, because I fed it, for lack of a better way of saying it. I pursued it, right? I kept going after it. Like I said earlier, in mathematics and all these different areas and fields of discipline. It's up to you to explore them. really, in some ways, humans have access to unlimited capacity. Okay? I mean, in reality, there's limits, but if you can just grab a hold of the concept that there's unlimited potential, it's there, and it's for you to access it. Because I already said before, no one's going to do it for you. You want to be a better trader and be really good at trading, then you need to convince yourself that there's unlimited potential. Remember earlier I said a lot of becoming a better trader for me. Remember, this is my story, guys and gals. I'm telling you my story, not what other people's experiences are. Their experience could be totally different than mine. Okay? But remember earlier I said it's really about overcoming what you don't know about yourself. And my perspective about money had to change dramatically. And of course, my faith has a lot to do with that. Okay? I won't dive too deep into that, but my beliefs and where they stem and come from, eventually, though it took time, helped change my perspective about money. And I've said several times in other videos, I'm going to say it here again, I don't love the money, guys and gals. That is, personally, from my perspective, is a really bad idea. In other words, I don't trade just because I gotta get the money. The money's nice. I won't deny the money's nice. It facilitates a lot of things that otherwise may be difficult to do. But my perspective about money is part of what I didn't know about myself in the past. You follow me? Those are one of the things I didn't know even existed internally in me. It was what I believe now, in hindsight, I'm able to look back and say, man, I had a very unhealthy perspective about money. And so it influenced the way I traded. Everybody getting that? So just take that one thing, my perspective about money, and multiply it by 100 or by 1,000 of all the other things that are going on internally inside of us that prevent us from being great. Again, as I said earlier, I don't want to throw a self-proclaimed title of polymath. I'm just trying to give you an idea of kind of what I am, okay, in some regards. And as that has grown, then my perspective about trading and money and life in general changed. And that's what you want. It takes the burden off. It's hard to explain. The burden comes off. The fear comes off. The anxiety comes off. I'm not saying it goes away completely. I still get a little nervous on some trades. I'm still human. It happens. Okay? But it diminishes tremendously. And the more you do it, the more you push your mind, and in my case, the whole polymath approach, okay, the more I do that, the more I strengthen my own personal faith, which is part of polymath, to be honest with you. The more I do that, the more I pursue all that, the better I get at everything, not just trading. You get that. If you want to pursue that. Be a better you. And then trading will be better too. It'll come with it. Don't just go after being a better trader. That's very narrow scope. It's very narrow-minded. And to be honest with you, it's dangerous. Again, my story, my perspective. From time to time, I take IQ tests. That's right, you heard me. I go online and I force myself to take an IQ test. Some of them are free. Do it. If it comes back really low, don't be disappointed. You know why? Now you know where your starting line is. Now you know where you can start from and how you're gonna move forward and improve, right? Tell yourself, I'll do better next time. And I will do better next time. Am I a genius? No, I'm not a genius. But I have a fairly high IQ. But it wasn't always that way. Yes, you can improve your IQ. Don't listen to the people out there telling you can't. That's a lie. Do it. Push yourself. There isn't going to be any one book that necessarily makes you a better trader or any one thing. It's a collection of things as you move through life. Okay? In my circles, we call it going from glory to glory. For those that want to know what that means in layman terms, is you're going from one place to a better place. You're going from a lower place to a higher place. You might take 2 steps forward and a step back. That happens. That's life. Don't quit. Now, some of you may be thinking as I'm about to wrap up this video, that's not what you expected when I told you how I became a better trader. That's the real truth. That's the real truth, folks. It isn't about some technical stuff I found in some book somewhere, or all that helps and all that's useful. Those are called discoveries. And as you press your mind and build a better you day by day and keep pushing, you'll get those discoveries. For you young people, man, you have a serious advantage. There's a saying. What we're building today, we're building it on top of the shoulders of giants. The people that came before us. The Sir Isaac Newtons. The Platos. Okay? All the people that came before us that laid the groundwork. The geniuses of the past. And there are many. Tesla. Okay? On and on and on. This world is built on the shoulders of giants. You have a serious advantage if you're young. Don't be lazy. Explore the giants and build on their shoulders, and you will do great things that will take you far beyond just being a great trader. All right, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, click that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to click that little bell to get notified of the videos as I put them out. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.